The Tree of Life massacre will forever stand as one of the darkest days in Pittsburgh's history.
But a new documentary called Viral: Anti-Semitism in 4 Mutations says it is a pivotal event in the rise of anti-Semitism worldwide. And for the first time, the film takes us inside the synagogue. And the images are so powerful that a local Jewish organization is urging discretion in whether those close to the tragedy should see the film.
KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan has seen the film and has spoken with the filmmaker, and Andy joins us live now. Andy?
Stacey, filmmaker Andrew Goldberg tells me he agrees with that warning, saying he doesn't want to re-traumatize anyone connected directly or indirectly with the Tree of Life tragedy. Still, the film takes us inside the synagogue to see firsthand the places where the killing occurred and hear the powerful testimony of the survivors.
I knew everybody that was in there was shot to death.
For the first time, the documentary takes us inside the Tree of Life Synagogue, matching the police-taped interiors of the Pervin Chapel where much of the killing occurred with the harrowing accounts of those who survived the massacre.
I was hit here, and my radial nerve was severed. The shrapnel went in.
I was really concerned about the safety of the people in the room with me, and I ushered them out to a big storage closet.
We see where Rabbi Jonathan Perlman of Dor Hadash hid his congregants downstairs and hear him painfully recount how Melvin Waxman ventured outside and into gunfire.
And the 3 of us were spared.
The poignant details include a bullet-scarred prayer book, and the power of the images prompted a warning from the 1027 Healing Partnership, which asked those close to the tragedy to exercise discretion in seeing the film. Filmmaker Andrew Goldberg agrees.
This is a very personal decision someone would need to make to watch this. We don't overly sensationalize anything, but we also don't sort of whitewash anything. I think we try to do a fair middle of the road experience, and that means that for someone watching it, they need to make that kind of a decision. We would never want to re-traumatize someone.
Living in America, it was not hard to see that in the last few years, anti-Semitism had been getting worse.
The film frames the Tree of Life as a pivotal event in the rise of right-wing nationalism in the United States, but traces other strains of anti-Semitism from Europe to the Mideast, which, for different prejudices, now target the Jewish people.
The Jew is blamed for causing immigration, bringing in people from foreign countries. The Jew is seen as the one who's harming the economy. The Jew is behind the scenes, the conspirer.
All of this misinformation and conspiracy spread on the internet's dark web, where former President Bill Clinton says agitators try to goad loners like the Tree of Life gunman.
If you do it long enough, you'll pick up eventually somebody crazy enough to do what was done in Pittsburgh.
The film details how, after decades of lying dormant, anti-Semitism is on the rise. And Goldberg says he cannot be optimistic that it will recede until the deep divisions in our society begin to heal.
Because society is fracturing. We're politically polarized. The right and the left are screaming at each other. And what happens then is bigotries, hatred, and racisms always come to the surface.
Now, until now, the Tree of Life has not permitted filming inside the synagogue and declined comment on why it granted access to these filmmakers. The images are not graphic, but they are stark and powerful and give the viewer a deeper sense of the terror inside the synagogue. And for those who wish to see it, the film premieres tonight at the Waterfront AMC Cinemas. Susan, back to you.